When I originally came up with the idea for The Fall, I pitched it as a 12-part story. As a starting point, it seemed to me that it could easily run for 12 parts. And the thinking was that it was a way of trying to convey the complexity of these sorts of investigations and try to put the police team under psychological pressure as they fail to catch the man who's perpetrating the crimes. I think it represents the fulfillment of some of the ideas I had right at the beginning, some of the themes that I set running that could not be fully explored in season 1 are explored further in season 2. So I hope that some of those, both the psychology of the two principal characters particularly, I mean the psychology of all the characters I hope, but particularly of course Gibson and Spectre. The second season with 6 more parts gives me the opportunity to explore their psychology in greater depth.
I've been watching you with interest.
Have you?
We're very alike, you and me.
Oh, I don't think so.
Both driven by will to power. A desire to control everything and everyone. Obsessive, ruthless, living and breathing moral relativism. It's just you're bound by conventional notions of what's right and wrong. And I'm free.
How are you free? You're a slave to your desires. You have no control at all. You're weak, impotent. You think you're some kind of artist, but you're not.
If you identify who the perpetrator of the crimes is from the very beginning, where's the interest? And for me, the interest was always twofold, really. One was the idea of watching the police struggle to stop this person. So I had in mind that game where it's warmer, warmer, colder, colder, hot, hot. You know, are they getting closer? Are they moving away? I thought that might interest the audience. It's a kind of built-in dramatic irony that the audience know more than the police know. But equally, there was this opportunity. I mean, two things. One was to dignify the victims of these sorts of crimes by spending time with them and giving them a full voice, I thought, both them and their relatives. But the other thing that I thought whodunits didn't quite manage to do usually was to allow you to explore the psychology of the person who did it. One of the exciting things about the idea for The Fall was, well, it will at least give me the opportunity to try to explore in real detail the psychology of someone like Spectre.
Do you think he can love?
Most human emotions exist on a kind of continuum. People talk about lack of empathy. Well, we all have limits to our empathy. Some people are profoundly moved by children starving on the other side of the world, and some people it barely touches. For them, things need to literally be closer to home.
And it's one of the things that I think is interesting to me about The Fall is that, and Gibson makes the point that Spectre is on a continuum with the rest of us. And so, you know, like for example, his complete lack of empathy, she makes the point that, well, we all have areas where we're empathetic and areas where we're less empathetic. And so one of the things I'm trying to present in The Fall is to kind of make people, like you said, think about your own history, your own character, your own psychology, in the light of the events of The Fall. It's always the case with drama, but a sense of place is a very important thing, a sense of time and place. Will inform the way your characters behave, and I hope that we've developed that in the second season as well. I hope that I've been able to use a little bit more of the Northern Irish history as it percolates its way through certain characters and certain characters' experiences. You know, for example, the character that John Lynch plays, who presumably has, you know, more or less 30 years in the police force under his belt, has been scarred, I think, by some of the things that he's been through and seen. Being in Belfast now, it's really hard to get your head around the carnage of the Troubles, actually. And since I've been living there, I've watched a couple of documentaries that have been even more impactful than seeing those events unfold in real time, because I know the place now so well that I'm looking at it going, oh my God, that's the Crown Bar, or that's Donegal Street, or whatever. I'm looking at it thinking, I know that place. At the same time, it seems that modern Belfast is an incredibly vibrant, exciting city as well, and it's full of young people for whom those events are the past, are history. I hope made even better use of the city within the drama. But the experience of working in Belfast was really fantastic, and I discovered that there is this incredible pool of acting talent there as well. And it's a very specific kind of quality that Northern Irish actors have as well, I think. And there is a kind of steeliness in there as well. And I think it comes out of a particular kind of culture and a particular kind of history. I directed quite a lot of theatre, and I was very involved with the first season. I was there every day on set and very hands-on in the cutting room afterwards and in the post-production period. I'd worked with Gillian and Jamie enough on season 1 to know that they were comfortable with me directing and I was comfortable working with them. So in fact it was, including the return of most of our principal heads of department, working with Rory O'Brien as a DOP who'd worked on season 1 and was now working with me directly as director. It all felt like a really, a very good fit. It's a roller coaster, but it's quite exciting because, as long as you don't fall off, it's exciting to be, ahead of that.